opportunities. I love building systems that prepare African students internationally for scholarships and international opportunities as well. Because those are the things we are going to be talking about. Please tell me. My research interest is about rural education, learning, poverty, educational inequality, student mental health. It's my work in Sudan, some work in Kenya. I'm a Harvard graduate school doctoral application applicant focus on educational psychology and student development. Researcher focus on educational inequality, rural education. Done some work in presented in Malaysia and Korea. My work has spanned across training 1,200 researchers and students, and also helping over 100 Africans get scholarships fully funded as well. So why I decided to do this introduction is so that um, you know who is coming in to talk to you, and understand that this person, which is one of the most important thing I say, is that for we at More Research, we are not a study abroad agents. We don't do that because there are differences between us and them, and that's the fact that we try to focus on getting you to have opportunities for fully funded scholarships. That's what we do as an organization. So since you're here, you should be able to have access to that, definitely. So today we are talking all about we are talking all about rejection, because when you don't know the rejection rates of a scholarship and you go there to apply for the scholarship, you are then making a lot of mistakes. So before I go in, I'm going to take a census today. I want you to tell me if you've ever applied for a scholarship before. If you've ever, let me know the people out there that are talking. If you've ever applied for any scholarship, if you would ever applied, please let me know. If you've ever applied for any scholarship before. So just put it in the chat. And if you have, which scholarship did you apply for? Let me know. Let me know. I'm going to look at it. This conversation is going to be very detailed. We'll have one-on-one conversations because a lot of persons say I don't respond personal messages. So that's why I'm here to help. If you've ever applied for any scholarship before, let me see. Okay, I'm going to take. Please participate. Participate. Let me look at the answers from here. Let me turn off this. I'm expecting more answers, so I know the people I'm talking to. I'm talking to the right people. Okay, so let's say yes, Ellen, I've applied for one in China. Never applied, but interested in applying for Canada for PhD. Fantastic. Yes, I've applied for one in UK. So now let me explain something that I want you to know. Applying for a scholarship has a very high rate of rejection, and that's what you won't get online. A lot of persons online will tell you Netherlands are looking for people, comment link I sent to you, and then you comment link. I like the fact that a lot of persons are first timers, so welcome to the scholarship ecosystem. A lot of persons will tell you comment link, and you comment link and you go to apply, and you get rejection. Now, one thing I want you to understand, for example, right now there's a lot of um, noise about there's a lot of noise about Chevy scholarship going on now. The Chevy scholarship has a 90, 96.5 to 98% rejection rate. That means you going to apply for a scholarship, the chances and likelihood of you getting a rejection is higher than your chances and likelihood of getting an acceptance. One of the things I want you to understand as you plan in applying for scholarship, as you prepare for us applying for a fully funded scholarship, is the fact that the white man, let me put it that way, is not looking for who to dash money, to gift money to. Scholarship is not free money. A lot of people hear scholarship and they feel that these people don't know what they are using money to do, and then because they don't know what they are using money to do, they have decided to come and give it to Africans to come and do school. No, it is not free money, and that's why the rejection rate is very high. And when you don't understand scholarship intelligence and the psychology of applying for a fully funded BSc, MSc, or PhD, there are high chances that you are definitely going to get a rejection flat out. Number one, if scholarship was that easy, which is what I always tell people, why is it that in US 70% of people are still owing student loan? That means a majority of them went to study on loans. So scholarship is not free money. Take it off from your mind. They are not just coming to gift you money. That's number one. Number two, there's high chances of the first scholarship you apply, there are high chances of you may be rejected, which is why I recommend never to apply for just one scholarship, because if you're applying for one scholarship, you're setting yourself up for rejection most times. The chances are high. So when we talk about fully funded scholarships, I'm going to talk about what it is, why there's a lot of rejection, and how to ensure that the rejection is reduced or you don't get rejected. For me, I didn't start this business as somebody that want to start a business. I was looking for a fully funded PhD for myself. I'm in education and I love research. I started doing it and I was giving a lot of persons links and of course referrals, and we have grown. 2 weeks ago we were able to get funding. The scholarships you saw on our page, the Italy, they are funded as well, and they have sent them message to start processing at the embassy. What I'm trying to tell you is that scholarship is one of the easiest way, fully funding is one of the easiest way for you to go and study abroad. Now you can go via the external funding or you can go via internal funding. And when we talk about external funding, what are they? That's what you know as Chevy scholarship, DART scholarship, Mastercard scholarship, Erasmus scholarship, Hungarian stipendium scholarship, um, the Toronto, that's the Lesabi person scholarships. All those scholarships that you're looking at, the Tokyo scholarship, Italian government scholarships, those are external scholarships. That means those are external funding that is separate from the universities. Most times they partner with universities that are in their line. So there are universities they partner with. So for example, there's the Commonwealth scholarship, but there's no University of Commonwealth. There's the Chevin scholarship, but there's no University of Chevin. They are partnering with specific university. So that's one way you can use to go and study abroad, which is the scholarships. But other than the scholarships, there's what we now call funding, which most times, though similar to scholarships, is completely different from scholarships. Now, funding comes in when a university have funding for a particular research. They have funding for a particular research, or they have funding which can be grants or government funding, or organizations are funding a particular research. So when organizations are funding a particular research, rather than them going to spend extra money to employ researchers, early researchers and research assistants, what do? They get people that are applying, that is master students and PhD students whose research interest is in alignment to that research funding topic. And then you are now funded in return for your work. So you're not paying school fees in return for your work. And that's why your CV, which a lot of people make mistake, they just send shitty dumb CVs into the system and think that with the blood of Jesus and everything on the bright place they are going to get it done. No, it doesn't work like that. It's completely wrong. So one of the things I want to share with you is to let you know that there are things you need to do to increase your chances and your abilities for you to get your own scholarship. Very important, which is one of the things you need to know. And then so we have the funding. These fundings can come from the supervisors. This funding can come from the university. On that's your research interest. And most times people their research interest is too broad. Sometimes it's too big. So let me tell you what at BSc level, you're learning the whole onions, let me put it that way. You're learning the whole picture. So if you're in education psychology, you're learning the whole education psychology, like you're saying, you're learning everything. This is what you're learning. At master's level, you've narrowed it down to a specific area, and which is why you don't just apply aimlessly to a particular to any university. you must be you must be sure that that university that you are applying to, their research they are doing, not that they are doing educational psychology. The aspect of educational psychology they are doing is actually what you studied or the kind of educational psychology topics you are doing. And then of course if you're going for PhD, you narrow it a little down more. So this is this point, which is your core, is what is called your research interest or your research direction. And your research direction is being analyzed from your letter of recommendation, your CV, and your personal statement. And most times, the research direction is never clear or seen in most of the CVs that are being evaluated. Yesterday in our training, the master's training session that we had, only one CV had research direction. Same to the PhD session, only one CV. And so imagine they get to apply with that CV and they get rejection. It will be that, oh, I was rejected. No. Meanwhile, the point is not that you were rejected. The point is you don't have the point is you don't have a clear research direction. I'm sorry, something kind of distracts. So that's the first thing they are going to judge you on. Now, the second thing they are going to judge you on is your holistic profile. Now, minimum 100,000 persons have applied for this scholarship, and we want only 10. We want only 2. We want only 5. Why should we leave this person, other persons, and give it to you? What we call a compelling profile building. That is what is called a compelling profile building, and it requires a lot of work and patience on your part, because a lot of time people tell you, you go online and they're like, oh, this scholarship is open, these are the documents that you should apply for. You need your certificate, your transcript, your CAC, I mean, sorry, not CAC, your CV, your recommendation letters, and all. Now, you put those things. What is in your CV? Not just going to say I'm applying, but what are the details that this meeting is ending in 15 minutes. Success, I told you, let's use my own. That we should use my own link. You said you were using your own link. So I'm going to pause at profile, and because the meeting is ending in 15 minutes, I will create my own link. And I would ensure that they send it across to everybody. Can we end this meeting and let's create my own link and everybody join immediately? I told Promise, he said his own is sure. I told you, no, your own is not too sure. So can we go off the call? and get this new link I have just dropped now. Because when I teach, most times I spend time to teach because I'm not rushing you. I'm not rushing to teach. You need to understand this thing you've decided to come into. So there's go off the call, everybody. Promise there's a new WhatsApp link I've sent to you. I mean, what have I done? Mm. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry. What's up? Hey, those watching from YouTube. Hi. Where are you watching from if you're here on YouTube? Thank you. Thank you. Where are you watching from? Can I know in the chat where you're joining in from? We are continuing immediately. We cannot leave the people that are on Google. Okay. So let me continue. I think they are all coming in now. Hmm. So um, when we say that, how do they do these collaborations and all on YouTube? Okay, I'll do it next time. So when we are now looking at, okay, um, your profile, because your profile is so important when we're talking about anything scholarship, whether they are going to give it to you or whether they won't give it to you. The first thing that would determine okay. So when we talk about your profile, when we say this profile is good or not, we are talking about your total being of who you are. How compelling are you able to put the little things that you have gotten, the little things that you have gotten from your BSc, your little project, from your PhD, from your MSc, from secondary schools? How do you bring those things into play? Those are hi. Those are the things that make you know that okay, this person is has a compelling profile, and that's what we call profile building. So that is so vital and that is so important. So they are looking at we've talked about that they are looking at the research direction. Number two, we've also talked about the fact that they are looking at who you are holistically, profile. So they are not just looking at you as a first class person. No, admission scholarship bodies don't look at somebody. So for example, yesterday i I did a review on somebody that had first class in accounting yesterday from our master's training, but as PhD she won't get the scholarship. If she was to apply with just that, she will not get the scholarship. Why? The reason why she won't get the scholarship is because though she had first class, there was nothing else. The profile, there was nothing else in the profile. So They don't look at you just by your grade, first class, second class, third class, this class. No, they look at you holistically. And that's why a lot of people come and ask, as a third class, can I get a scholarship? Yes, you can. With a second class lower, can I get a scholarship? Yes, you can. With a first class, can I get a scholarship? Yes, you can. With a 2-1, can I get a scholarship? Yes, you can. The issue is that point, that grade that you're asking me if you can get a scholarship or not is just 10% of what is needed to approve you for a scholarship. What you should be looking as holistically, do I have what the portfolio to get a scholarship, fully funded scholarship? And if I don't have a fully funded scholarship, what are the things I need to do now to build it? Do I need 3 months? Do I need 2 months? Do I need 1 month? Do I need 1 year? Just enough to build it. And let me tell you, the benefit is enormous if you sit on it. So we've talked about that. The next thing they want to judge you is your academic profile. They want to judge your academic profile. We've said they are judging your research, they are judging you as a person, and now we are talking about your academics. And so how do they judge your academics? Now, most times when people hear they are looking at judging you as an academic, they think like, it's just first class, only. No, they are judging to see, of course they are judging the grade, which should show what you bring to the table academically. Now, other than them judging your grade, they are also judging the courses you take. So they are not asking you for your transcript because they just want your transcript. One of the things the transcript is showing them is that this person, one of the things that the transcript is showing them is that this person during their undergraduate level took the foundational courses that is required to build on a PhD in public health or a master's in public health. So when they say submit your transcript, they are core courses they are expecting to see in your transcript that you already took. Now, if you didn't take those major courses during your undergraduate level, you cannot build on a public health when your undergraduate courses you took were all accounting. And that's why a lot of people are like, I studied accounting, I want a fully funded master's in public health because they say it's public health that is selling. You will not get it because you don't have the foundational knowledge to add a value to that system. Same as in PhD, they want to see the transcript to check that through your academic journey of BSc and MSc, you have the foundational courses required for you to build on the PhD. So when they ask you to submit your transcripts, those are the things they are asking for the transcript for. Those are the things they want to see in your transcript. What were the courses you took that is able to ensure that you can now boldly build on it and say, yeah, I can now apply for a fully funded master's. I have what to offer. So if the courses are related, yes, you definitely can do that. So we've talked about the fact that they are looking at you in your research strengths, they are looking at your holistic profile, they are also looking at you in academic strengths. The fourth thing they are looking also is in your independent research, which is your leadership skills, your community engagement, your volunteering, which I can say extracurricular. But I won't call it extracurricular at master's level because football at master's level is not added. So they want to see who you are, the impact that you've done. And you can show impact in 3 different ways. You can show impact in your leadership tendencies. And if the only leadership tendencies you've done is that you're a course rep or you studied you were SUG chairman, as much as it shows leadership to a level, it's not enough. Sorry. Yeah. So, but depending on how you coin it, especially if you're a course rep, depending on how you coin it, it can add to you. So, for example, you were a course rep, and during your time as a course rep, you improve the students' mathematical assimilation or statistical this. You did this during your final year. You coached 300 students in year one or during JAM, and 50% of them had the highest scaling rate in the country, and in the this, in the that, and all that. So one, I've said they want to see your leadership skills. Number two, they want to see your community engagement. That's how you show that you have something to offer without academics. So your community engagement. And remember, when we talk about leadership, community engagement, volunteering, these things must be things that are in alignment with what you want to study. I once had a PhD candidate we were applying for, and we asked, do we have extracurricular things, community? The person said yes. And this person was going for a PhD computer engineering, computer related. That's what he wanted. And the only extra that we could use, or that he had, was that he had done volunteering roadmap road safety. How is that adding value to the research world of um, of computer? So whatever you're putting it there must be things that are in alignment with what you want to study. So we have that, and then we have personal initiatives. What are the personal initiatives that you've done? For me, there were several I have done that I was able to use and present out internationally and or around, and different things like that. So they are judging you. Number five, to see the things that you bring in. Number six, they are judging you in what others have to say about you. Your supervisor, the person that supervised you before, your school counselor, and that's why they ask for a recommendation letter. If the recommendation letter is not just one of those documents that you're adding to your admission documents, your recommendation letter helps them see you through the eyes of people that have worked with you. And so if the recommendation letter is two lines to whom it may concern, it doesn't hold water at all. They can't use it to judge you. If the recommendation letter cannot sell you, cannot tell people what you bring to the table, cannot promote you, then you have already missed it up even before you've already missed it up even before you started. Very, very important. Your recommendation letter is a full presentation of how the people that worked with you within close range sees you. So the person that is going to write that recommendation letter for you must be someone you have a good rapport, that you can even say, sir, can I see before you submit, or these are some of the things I think you should highlight to you. So they are looking at you in those different areas, and those are the things that your CV tells them, those are the things that your statement of purpose tell them, those are the things that your essays are telling them, those are the things that your recommendation letter is telling them, that's the things that your transcript is telling them. So those documents are not just them asking you for things, there are reasons why they are asking you for it. Now, if this is what it is and we have good people, why are people still rejected? So let me talk about rejection now. Let me see if I can share something with you people as per rejection there. I hope you're learning something. If you're learning something, just let me know in the chat that I'm learning something or I've learned something. I want to know that I'm not just talking to myself. Winifred said yes, she's learning something. Because for me, I want you to leave this call with value. Okay, we're going to talk about all this. All this. I believe you're learning, so let me see. Oh, Precious said yes, she's learning. I'm happy. I don't want to waste your time. Um, I don't want to I want you to leave here with value. Precious said she has learned. Michael, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Blessing. Thank you, Israel. Thank you to Chico. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's talk about rejection, because oh, Timothy said, I'm learning something because I was denied admission recently, basic on the points you raised. Yes, yes, a lot of people don't know this, and when you don't know this, your rejection rates are very, very high. So as much as we help you apply, we need you to help us make sure that when you come for us to apply for you, the rejection rate is lower. So we're going to talk about it now. So yeah, let's talk about rejection because that's what it is. Yeah. As much as the rejection rate is high, a lot of people say that for example, Harvard rejection rate is high, it's 95%, it's this percent, and all that. So let's take a real example. For example, I did a what's the word? I reviewed somebody's essay and the things they used in doing. They say they apply for Oxford. That thing itself will not even pass the list school in US. They say they use that particular essay for Oxford. I told them, please don't be doing this to the Nigeria before they will not be reading our essays. Thank you, Gaba. Thank you, Endira. So let's move on. Now, let's take for an example, the real example. Oxford received 42,665 graduate applications for 2024-2025 academic session and recorded 6,428 acceptances, showing how competitive graduate admissions can be overall. Though competitiveness varies enormously by department and program, Oxford undergraduate data shows the same pattern of 26,061 applicants and 3,793 offers in 2024, with some courses like computer having only 17.2 applicants per place over 2022-2024. So one thing I want you to know is never build your application strategy around a generic internet rejection. If you go around hopping from one IG page to the other, one YouTube page to the other, looking for comment link I send you, and they send you link, you will be rejected. Application links are the easiest thing for you to get. We recently dropped about 1,000 links, our list of applications. If Rejoice is on this call, when you're done, drop it for them. We need a hide down. Because the matter is not the applying, the matter is the approval. So am I telling you this to say don't apply for scholarship? Please apply for scholarship. I was saying that recently to somebody that hi, all the YouTube people telling me hi, YouTube hi. I was telling somebody that between the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1950s, 1940s, 80% of the Nigerians that went abroad, all of them will be like Wolo Soyinka, Chinua Achebe, and co, all went on scholarships, including Fela. A lot of them, if they were leaving Nigeria to school abroad, most of them were going for scholarships. And then after a while, we had the people that came in with study abroad admissions, which all those companies, not one is Nigerian owned. They are all owned by Asian business guys. All. Go and check. All of them. They're not owned by Nigerians, not even one. And then they have gone to the schools and made deals and said, increase the school fees. Because tell me why, for example, in UK, international students are paying 2,000 to study that same course, that same professor, not that there is anything different. And international students, that same course is paying £36,000, and they give you a £2,000 scholarship. If it is not because of the commissions that they need to pay. Now, we are not saying that we should pay the same thing that their citizens are paying. No. But the gap is too much. From 2,000 to 36,000, not even 100%, not 200%, not 300, not 1,000% increase. Why? Because of commissions. And guess the highest beneficiary of international scholarships? The Chinese, Pakistan, all of them, MIT, go around there. It's Indians. Now they're full there for scholarship. They train their people to prepare for scholarship from an early age, and they bring in paid fees for Africa. we'll have those conversations, not today. So what I'm telling you is, don't build your scholarship admission on generic rejections. Build it to ensure that you pass it, you get it, you scale it. Because when you get it, you don't need proof of funds. When you get it, you don't need to go there and be thinking about you must work and do all the shifts in the. I'm telling you, there is benefit in going to abroad peacefully without breaking the bank. So if it's going to cost you another 3 months, another 6 months, another 1 year, I think it's needed. I think it's wise. So first, don't do that. Don't build your. So let's look at this application funnel. Please give me 1 minute. Look at the application funnel that I have put in on the screen right now. Now, if we look at it, which is what happens, but these numbers is, I just gave it as tentative. Most times is in thousand, like you see the Oxford one is in thousands most times. So we look at 1,000 people discover. 1,000 persons have discovered an opportunity online. Comment link I give to you. Shervin, Erasmus, Dad, all of them. Comment link. Now, 500 of them are eligible. But remember, both those that are eligible and those that are not eligible are still going to apply. But leave it. 500 out of them are eligible. 300 submit and complete the application. Help me turn off this. Submit and comment that. I don't understand what this person is. And they have completed the application, because it's not everybody that starts the application that completes it. 150 are genuinely competitive. That means 150 people are genuinely okay. They have these 5 areas that I have talked about, and 50 reach serious consideration, right? The supervisors like them, they like the supervisors, everything is in them. 15 receive offers. 5 receive the funding you are. So that is just it. So what we are looking at, which is point, is that rejection can happen at different points for different reasons. A candidate can fall out at eligibility. The candidate can fall out at competitiveness. The candidate can come out at fit. The candidate can come out purely at the final comparative stage against other strong candidates. So each of these requires a completely different response, which is exactly what the rest of this teaching, and of course tomorrow's teaching, will be looking at and diving into. And why I look at, a lot of persons come in with us and the first thing they ask you is, do you guarantee scholarship? I say, first thing first, you have to know what it takes to guarantee scholarships and what it takes to guarantee an acceptance. Except, which is why I tell people, except you're looking for somebody that will lie for you, that would scam you, that would, no, this is the process. So it's either you're willing to do it, or you have the 50 million to pay and you just get it done, and that's very okay too as well. So let me go to the next thing I want to look at, then I will start taking questions. So what are the 7 reasons applicants get rejection? Why they are rejected? Number 1, which is easy, and which is what they don't tell you, you're not eligible. You're not eligible, you're not eligible. That's the simplest reason. Wrong degree, wrong academic level, no foundational courses, missing the prerequisites, like we've talked about, the fact that at undergraduate level, there are courses that you're supposed to have gotten for you to be able to teach this other thing. Country restrictions, wrong work experience or no work experience, no research experience, wrong CV, using professional CV for an academic CV, which is different. ChatGPT written CV, ChatGPT written research proposal, outdated research references. I was reviewing some research proposals in our PhD training, and I was like, outdated research references, no theoretical framework, no conceptual framework of what you want to do, writing research proposals as if you have already done the research by adding abstract and co, missing documents, missed dates. So there's a whole lot of things that falls under eligibility alone. So this course you want to apply, are you eligible? This this scholarship you want to apply, are you eligible for this scholarship you want to apply? Because they 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 are a whole lot, which is one of the things I tell people is the candidates that Chevy scholarship is looking for is not the candidate that Commonwealth is looking for, and definitely not the candidate that Erasmus is looking for, and yes, not the same candidate that DAD in Germany that is looking for, and definitely not what Australia is looking for. So number one is using the same CV to apply for all of them is already wrong, because they are all different and they are looking for different kind of students and different kind of candidates, and you have to tell yourself first, am I the kind of person that these people are looking for? This is where scholarship intelligence are built on. For example, Shervin, you have your first class finish, but if there are no clear leadership initiative skills that is traced by evidence, you will be rejected. That's it. Whether you have 36 years, 42 years, you can apply for scholarship for Shervin. Their focus is on what have you done on ground in your country as a leader in your field or an emerging leader in your field. Now, when we go to Commonwealth, you see Commonwealth, no matter what you've done in this world, if you don't have that first class, no apply. If you don't have that 2-1, no apply. Commonwealth, Oxford and Commonwealth, they like the meat of YouTube people. Bye bye. My phone is low. I didn't plan to video everything, so that I don't miss it out. Let me